Hi, everyone. My name is Alex Corbin here with Ourboro, and I'm joined today by Bilal and Stefan, two referral partners from our mortgage broker community. They are both with 8Twelve Mortgages. So Ourboro has been partnered with 8Twelve for a number of years now. They're one of our preferred brokerages. But just recently, Bilal and Stefan has been doing quite a number of deals working with Ourboro homebuyers, and we thought it'd be great to have them in our office to chat a little bit about their work with us. So to kick things off, I think Bilal's team alone has, you've led a team, you've closed over $1 billion worth of mortgages, right, with 8Twelve, and you guys were actually just recently recognized by the Canadian Mortgage Association as a top digital innovator, which we're a big fan of here at Ourboro. But maybe tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing at 8Twelve and yourself, Stefan.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Thank you again for having us here. So, pretty much what we're doing right now is, we're leading the mortgage business or mortgage industry in a number of different factors. That award was, a testament to the work we've done in the tech space in the mortgage world. We felt that this industry was, still stuck in the ways of the 1980s and 1990s as far as, technology use goes. And, for us to build a CRM/lender submission tool from the ground up with, the focus in mind of making that mortgage journey easy for the client, because as getting a mortgage these days and going through that whole process, it can be very daunting and stressful for clients, right, for families. So these little small changes that we can do bring technology into the mix, which really makes that journey streamlined for the client and provides that much of a better experience. I think is a huge win for us all. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Great. And Stefan, how long have you been with 8Twelve? And what's your role?
Yeah, I've been with 8Twelve for just about 2 years now, and I recently got promoted to team lead. So honestly, one of the best decisions I've made so far. I've been in the industry for over 7 years, and I just love 8Twelve.
That's amazing. Okay, so to kick things off, we'll start with some easy questions, or maybe not. But so for those of you who don't know, if you're a home buyer looking to work with Ourboro and you're not currently working with a mortgage broker, or you don't know how to find a good one, most likely we'll be sending you to a team at 8Twelve. So as a result, you guys, like I said, have been working with her some time, but you've been part of the early adopters in the mortgage brokerage community. What has been some of the most common misconceptions that home buyers might have about co-ownership?
Great question. I think the first reaction that I always get when I speak to families or to clients about this is generally, what's the catch? That's usually,
we get that too, yes.
Right? That's usually the first thing that we get. But it comes from education, and what I see in the industry as a whole right now, not just particularly for Ourboro, for anything, is that clients don't have that education. They don't have the fiduciary education when they're making these types of decisions. So taking them through the process of what Ourboro is all about and really explaining the ethos of the company is what's really been the hallmark in our business, that we've been able to successfully onboard clients onto the program and make them really see the value in it long term. So that's been a game changer.
And we're so grateful for you guys being champions and kind of understanding the product and be able to translate it or demystify it for the home buyers. And what about from the flip side? What about for mortgage brokers who are just learning about Ourboro? We get a lot of skepticism from that community as well too. What would you say to the real estate professionals learning about us?
The best way I can put this is that, as an industry, whether you're a mortgage professional or you're a realtor, what we're always trying to do is trying to bring new out-of-box solutions for our clients, right? We want to help them. Our biggest asset is our client. So to have a tool like Ourboro in your back pocket, to unlock those additional opportunities by leveraging the co-equity program, I think it's a game changer. If you're a mortgage professional out there, if you're a realtor out there, and you're not utilizing this program, you're missing out.
And that's how you get that competitive edge, by introducing these new opportunities to clients. And that's how you're building lifelong relationships with clients. They know you're the go-to person to being on top of the new trends and the new things that other people may not have heard of. And speaking of trends, many home buyers, there's a lot of discourse in the media around what's going on with the real estate, where the real estate market may be in a few months from now, a few years from now. What would be some advice that you have for home buyers that are trying to time the market in terms of when to buy and as they're exploring the different solutions they have?
Great question. I think the best piece of advice I can give is that don't time the market. If you and your family are ready to proceed, I would definitely take action to that right away.
Yeah. Just to further add to that, Alex, if you look at the market right now, I'll reference a recent poll that was done by one of the big five banks with prospective home buyers, and I believe they polled about 2,500 people, and the results were, really speak to what the issue in the market right now is. 71% of people, prospective home buyers that were polled, don't want to buy right now because they're waiting for interest rates to come down.
Right.
And it's the age-old saying, if the interest rates come down, then the property prices will go up. So I think, again, that harkens back to the education piece that I was referring to earlier, is that, that's what, we need to, as professionals, explain to our clients that you don't try to time that interest rate. That's what Stefan's trying to say, I think. Again, if the numbers make sense for you and your family to make that, home ownership goal a reality now, then you need to jump into it now.
So if you can make it work today with whatever solutions you can cobble together or opportunities that are available, get into the market. What does it say? You marry the house, not the mortgage?
Exactly. They say marry the house, date the mortgage.
Date the mortgage, because mortgage terms will renew and interest rates change. So you always have the opportunity to kind of reevaluate the financial circumstance of the mortgage. And between the two of you, you've done quite a number of deals with Ourboro and brought, number of home buyers to us. So I'm curious, maybe Stefan, has there been any experiences with your clients that really stood out to you where Ourboro truly made a difference?
Oh yeah, absolutely, Alex. One particular client I will always remember. She didn't have enough down payment, and she was renting, and with her family and whatnot for numerous of years now, and unfortunately her landlord was about to kick her out. Now,
classic.
Yeah, I know, right? So unfortunately in this market nowadays, as everyone knows, that it's really hard to qualify with just 5% with a lender, right? So thank God that she reached out to us and we provided her with the Ourboro solution, and look at her now, she is a homeowner.
That's awesome.
That's great. And Bilal, with the deals that you've done with Ourboro, what would you say have been some of the key differences in closing a deal with Ourboro? Because we get that from mortgage brokers, we get that from home buyers, because having this extra party to the transaction does make it a little bit different and people can be kind of weary. How have you observed the process?
A few points that I'll say to that, Alex. Number one is just having another party that our interests are aligned with the home buyer makes a huge difference, because Ourboro's goal at the end of the day is the same as the family that's buying the home. So them aligning with the home buyer just makes all the difference in that entire process. Everything from support in terms of property research, whether it's, the legal side of things, that piece is a game changer for a lot of families to have, someone to rely on. That's a big one. And then, Alex, the other side to the equation is the finances, right? The economics. One of the biggest expenses when you're closing a real estate transaction, you're buying a home, is, land transfer tax.
Yeah, land, especially in the city of Toronto, you're double.
It's double, right? So, if you're buying a property and, you're looking at thousands, right? $30,000, $40,000 on a typical, transaction here in Toronto. Imagine having someone covering up to 75% of that cost is massive.
That's like huge economic savings on day one. That's money you could put back into the property or into your down payment. Yeah.
Exactly. So huge benefit.
And what about you, Bilal? Do you have an experience that you can share with a client and working with Ourboro?
Yeah. I could sit here and tell you so many different stories, but one that really sticks out for me is a family that we helped out in Guelph last year. And this family, they had really good income. They were self-employed. Now, as you may know, with self-employed clients, what happens is that you could have, let's say your business could have $100,000 in gross income,
but you don't have the employment income.
But you don't have employment income, right? And after your expenses, your net income on your taxes is much lower,
right,
which makes it super hard for you to qualify through the traditional lending channels. And when you go to the alternative lending side, you do need 20% to make that purchase happen. So with this young family, husband and wife, 2 young kids, and the sort of inflation super cycle that we're going through, it's really hard to save 20%, right? But they had done well. They had saved up 10%, but they needed to make that move now because their family was growing. They needed a bigger space, and they found a home. So we were able to then bring in Ourboro and introduce them to the client. They did the onboarding with the team. And once they got off the call with you guys, they were super impressed. They knew exactly what they were doing, and the numbers, everything just made sense. And I think it was about a 43 day closing that we did with you guys. And again, that was kudos to the team for making that deal go through quicker than normal. And this family is now living in their own home. They're building their own equity. They have, the kids have a backyard to play in. It's a win-win all around.
And that's a great story because I think that's a real testament to the value of working with a mortgage broker as well too, as opposed to when you're house hunting on your own, unless you're part of the lucky few where you're just very vanilla, you have vanilla income and you can just get a mortgage traditionally. A lot of folks who are out there buying homes, you need to explore options, and you don't know what options are out there that you may be missing out on. And so mortgage brokers almost act as these like home financing engineers, right? Or trying to find these creative ways to be able to help you meet your home buying goals. And we're very grateful for the knowledge and expertise that you bring to our clients. All right, guys, and that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing some of your insights and experiences. We truly love this partnership, and you guys are welcome here anytime.
Thank you so much for having us. Really appreciate your support.